Hi, I'm Sue Sykes here for myStamp-BOX stamps, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to create your own scratch and sniff embossing powder to use on your projects. What you'll need is a stamp set that you're going to be using. I'm going to be using the Symbols stamping set from myStamp-BOX. You'll also need a clear acrylic block, some Versamark ink, some clear embossing powder. You'll also need some type of sugar-free drink mix. I'm using Crystal Light in a raspberry ice flavor. You can use sugar-free Kool-Aid, cocoa, or any type of drink mix as long as it is sugar-free. That's the key here. As well, you'll need your cardstock that you'll be stamping on, as well as a scrap piece of paper and a bowl and some mixing spoons, as well as your embossing tool, your heat gun. Okay, let's get started. Take your Crystal Light. I have the individual packets here. You can use a full packet and then just use the rest. And then your embossing powder. I've gone ahead and pre-mixed this already. And this is what it looks like. The ratio you're going to be using is 1 part drink mix to 3 parts embossing powder, 2.5 to 3. You're better to err on the side of caution and add a little bit more embossing powder if you're not sure, so that you do get it to melt. If there is too much sugar or sugar-free drink mix, it will not melt properly. So I've gone ahead and mixed that, and we can start on our project. I've got the cardstock here that we'll be using in our project, and I'm going to be using this little popsicle stamp from the Symbols stamp set from myStamp-BOX. Glass block, you can go ahead and peel that off quite easily and just stick that right on your stamp block. Now, if you don't have a glass stamp block, or if you can't find yours, which is usually the case, you can just stick that right to your clear stamp case and use that as a stamp block. But as luck has it, I found mine, and I can use it. Go ahead and ink that up really well. You want a nice juicy ink pad so that your powder will stick to it. And go ahead and stamp your image using a nice firm pressure and lift straight up. Now you're ready to use your embossing powder. I like to use a scrap piece of paper, crease down the middle with a nice sharp crease. I open that up and place it on my work surface with my project on top. And what this does is this will catch any of the embossing powder. You just go ahead and generously sprinkle that over the area that you've stamped, making sure that your entire stamped image is covered. And you can dump that right in there. And this way you're also catching any of the mix. Now, if your cardstock does have a little bit of static, you may notice some stray powder around the area. You can just go ahead and take just a plain paintbrush and just whisk that away, because what will happen is if you go ahead and heat that and there is any stray powder, it will melt and kind of just add flex to your project. What you can do as well ahead of stamping is if you swipe it with an embossing buddy, if you do have one, or if not, a used dryer sheet will work as well. Simply swipe that over your cardstock prior to stamping, and that will remove any of the static that is causing these powders to cling to it. Once we're done that, we're going to go ahead and heat this with our embossing gun, or our heat gun. You want to heat it from the back so that it does not blow away any of the mixture. It does not take long to melt, depending on the size of your stamp. You can go ahead and I'll show you how to do that. Just turn your gun on and about 3 to 4 inches away and just heat it up. You'll be able to see it once it starts to melt. There you can see it changing color. And then you can just finish it off with a quick blast on top. And there you go. And then once you're done, all you have to do is scratch once it's cooled and sniff, and you're done. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to visit myStamp-BOX.com for more ideas.